So, there's a religious festival taking place in Jerusalem, and Jesus and his disciples, his most trusted followers, his mates, are going to participate. So they travel to Jerusalem together. Now, when they approach, crowds and crowds of people begin to come up to them to celebrate, to cheer. Jesus is arriving. To them, this is their promised king, and that's what they shout out. God promised them this long time ago, and they're seeing it happen in front of them. But not everyone is happy about that. Inside the crowd are religious teachers, these traditional people who don't see Jesus' arrival as a good thing, and they go and chastise him. They say, "Tell the people to stop cheering for you." But Jesus isn't interested, and he says, "Actually, if I told them to stop, even the stones would cheer for me, because even nature understands that God's arrival to the city is of such importance." Jesus continues on, and he sees the city for the first time, and he's taken back. He has this sort of pause, a moment of reflection, before he vocally reflects again to his disciples. He cries. He explains that this is such an important city. It's the religious capital. God's Spirit dwells in the temple in Jerusalem. But even all these people don't recognize the fact that God's outside, waiting to come in, to teach, and eventually to save them. And that makes him quite sad. So, Jesus and his disciples travel into the city. They go in towards the temple, which makes up quite a lot of the city. And there, instead of finding a house of God flowing with prayer and religious worship, the glorification of God, they find merchants, people lending and selling different foreign currencies, people serving their own needs in a communal hub designed for God's glorification. And Jesus is rightfully furious. So he goes and he drives all these people out. He turns over the tables. He commands them to leave. He understands that this place is a house of worship, a house of God, not for the selfish gains of men. So Jesus begins to teach. And once again, crowds and crowds of people come in. They want to hear what Jesus has to say. But even in those crowds again, are those who don't want to hear what Jesus has to say and actually want to take him out completely. These are the religious teachers. They want to kill him. However, Jesus is just too popular. He's got so many good things to say that just the vast number of the crowd, the power of the crowd, enamored by his words, means that they just can't do it. They just can't take him out yet.